Hello again, I'm Blunty. Today we're taking a peek at a product which is purposefully designed to provide extra prowess to your iPhone's picture-taking capabilities. Alright, so I'm not quite on the ball when it comes to alliteration today, but what we're looking at here is the Owle Bubo, which is one of those products that have a kind of ridiculous name that sounds really weird, and you're thinking, why would they call it that? That sounds bizarre. What does it mean? I don't get it. If you say, I got an Owle Bubo to anyone, they're not going to understand what the hell it is, and all that sort of stuff. And it is a wacky sounding name, but I kind of like it. It has a nice ring to it. It's from a company called Owle. The product itself is called the Bubo, and there is a very obscure geek reference in the name of this. And if you can name it, you win an imaginary chocolate chip biscuit or something. Anyway. The product looks like this, and the basic idea of this is, like I said, it gives you extra power when it comes to taking pictures or video with your iPhone 3G or 3GS. So how it works is this: they give you this little rubber case, just like any other rubber case on the market basically, and that allows you to snap the thing into the back of the unit like so, and the rubber case that's the only thing holding it in. It's there holding in via friction, and it does so fairly well, you know. I wouldn't really trust it with the huge throat. Oh, I did all right then. Anyway, so yeah, it holds your iPhone in the back there, and it allows you to use proper camera lenses on your iPhone. The one they supply you with is a 0.45 wide-angle lens, and that's one of the biggest problems with these little phones with the tiny little lenses and stuff, and even a lot of little cameras and stuff. The lens it isn't quite wide enough, and you have to stand sort of quite far back for it to get the whole picture in. Wide angle lens solves that, although the one they supply you with is a little bit too wide for my taste, just a little bit too wide, because as you get wide angle lenses you get sort of curves around the sides of your image, and vertical lines suddenly curve a bit. But fortunately for me, they thought of that sort of stuff, and the lens is actually not attached to the thing, it screws off. It's a standard 37mm camera lens, so you can in fact put on whatever lenses you like. These are standard lenses you can buy from just about any camera store or eBay or online camera. So there's my wide angle lens, which I quite prefer. It's just a little bit less wide than the one they supply. There's a telephoto lens, and these can screw on there as well, so you can sort of get up close to the action. And if you're really clever about it, you can get lens ring adapters, so you can screw that on there and get different size lenses on there. And if you want to be really creative with a whole bunch of adapters and stuff, you could probably put on like serious big lenses and all that sort of stuff and get carried away. And that's one of the things that I like best about this little unit. They've thought about this and provided a lot of things that, you know, semi-serious to serious photographers and videographers will want. And along with the stock lens they send you, they also send you one of these little buggers, which is a really good microphone, which is made by another company. They just pack it in there, but it's made for sort of podcasters and stuff like that. So it's a really good mic, and it makes a massive difference. I mean, the microphone built into the iPhone is pretty good. This makes it better. See that? That's a standard cold shoe adapter, which means if you want to take videos in the dark, which we all know the iPhone is absolutely crazy awful at, you can whack on a light, and all of a sudden your ability to take pictures in the dark, or ability to take videos in the dark, is no longer an issue. You've also got, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4 standard tripod mounts, which means you can whack this thing on a tripod and get the silkiest, smoothest pans and tilts you can ever get with an iPhone. You've never dreamed of shots this smooth with an iPhone, because you can jam it on a tripod or a monopod. You can even jam a monopod on upside down, so you can hold this, dangle it sort of at ground level and get those really, you know, interesting looking ground level shots and all that sort of stuff. But because there's 4 of them, and it's a standard tripod mount, which is a 1/4-inch screw, where are they? 1/4-inch screw and bolt like that, you can get really creative, and you can do things like this. Wackadoo, all of a sudden your humble little iPhone is just a monster of a recording piece of equipment. You get a big old boom mic on there, you've got interchangeable lenses, you've got your light on there. All of a sudden, the humble video capabilities of the phone become a serious tool. Something else I should point out about the lens they send you. Okay, there's a wide angle lens, but you also get, you screw it off there, and you get a macro lens, which lets you get incredibly close to stuff. So if you're doing just insane close-ups of stuff, that macro lens does really, really well. Now, I can tell you all about this stuff, but the best way to show you the difference this can make to what the iPhone is capable of with and without it is to just show you. So I went out and I shot a bunch of footage. So what you're going to see now is the iPhone raw, you know, iPhone unplugged, if you will, of just the footage that the iPhone is capable of, all on its lonesome, compared to the footage you can get with this thing, with the macro lens and with the wide angle lens and all that sort of stuff. So let's take a look at that. Hello again, I am Blunty, and today I'm going to look at a product that can turn your iPhone videos and photos from this to this. It's called the Owle Bubo, which is a funny name, but I kind of like it. So what don't I like about it? What are the bad things about this? Well, it's made out of a solid chunk of metal, which is a good thing and a bad thing. It makes it incredibly strong. They've got a video on their YouTube channel showing it takes about 40 ton of pressure to snap one of these things in half when they were testing the prototype units to see how tough they were, which is an incredible demonstration to watch, by the way. I'll link to it. But it also means it's you know, it's not that easy just to throw in your pocket and carry it around. When I went out and about shooting the footage you just saw, I did stick it in my pocket and carry it around, and I did so perfectly fine without it, you know, pulling my pants down in public or anything like that. So, but you know, it's not exactly comfortable to carry around in your pocket. It's, you know, but that's the compromise you make. It'll fit in a bag. I mean, it's not huge. It's nice and slender, so it'll fit in, you know, a small camera bag or anything. That's not a problem in the world. One of the other side benefits of how it is constructed out of that solid billet of alloy is it adds extra weight. It allows you to get a good grip on it for a start, which is handy. But it gives you sort of extra weight, which simple physics will tell you will cut down hugely on the amount of shake you get, because we all know the iPhone on its own, and even small, oh geez, it landed on some lens, crap. Even small camcorders and stuff, you know, they make them really, really light these days, which is great when you carry them around all day. It's fantastic, but the negative side effect of making things so light like this is any shake you have, the lightest of hand wobbles and shaking when you're walking around is going to be transferred to your image, and it's going to look shaky and awful. You've all seen footage like that. It just looks amateurish and awful, basically. But you snap it in this thing, and all of a sudden you get this extra weight and extra inertia, and it takes out a hell of a lot of shake. It doesn't eliminate it completely. I mean, it's not a steady cam rig or anything, but it makes a huge difference when you're walking around with the camera. Suddenly you've got a much, much smoother thing. I love this thing. This is one of those devices that is, it's near perfect. You know, I can't off the top of my head think of any way to make this better. The only, yeah, you know, this is made by people who've really thought about all the kind of stuff that you're going to need on something that, you know, increases the iPhone's capability for video. You can swap out different lenses, you can put filters on there, you can attach a bunch of different accessories to it, and, you know, you can go nuts with this thing. And there's a guy who runs a site called Handheld Hollywood, which is a site exclusively devoted to people who make films and video and pictures and stuff like that on devices like the iPhone. And he came up with a brilliant idea. You can throw in a couple of little eye bolts in the top two tripod mounts there, because it's a standard 1/4" screw, and he put a neck strap on it so he could just hang it around his neck. Brilliant! And, you know, people like me and him are going to go nuts with this thing, just imagining different ways to strap and bolt on all kinds of different equipment to this to just expand the capabilities of what we can do with, you know, the almost humble iPhone. And yeah, like I said, I wish I had more to complain about, because you people get all paranoid when I just have a purely positive review and I can't think of much to bitch about, because you think that I'm being paid off by someone just to talk good about the product, and it's not the case. if there's something crap about a product, I'll tell you about it. That's what reviewers do. I'm not going to mislead you or anything, but yeah, there's very little that I can complain about. It's brilliant. I mean, look, I can rabbit on for ages about the kind of ideas I'm having with this, but you've seen the difference in the footage you can make. And I've told you about the features, and I've showed you the different lenses and stuff you can snap on there and all that stuff. That's all you need to know. The rest of it's up to you. So I'm going to go now because I'm getting really, really sweaty in this hot, hot room. Uncomfortable. I'll catch you next time.